Ladies and gentlemen, heels and heelettes, welcome back to another edition of Blunt Impact. I am your boy, Chris G, one half of the PotHeels with my good brother, the three-time baby making champion Ness. We are with our co-host Mary Jane, but we are joined by a very special guest. He is the leader of the True Heel Heat Trinity on the Facebook page, our biggest contributor. He is always putting in that work for us and always trying to help us expand behind the scenes. He is not the young buck. He is the Negro Buck, Nick Jackson. What's up, brother? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Thanks for having me, and thanks for that very warm introduction. Very happy to be doing a little video with the PotHeels. It's long overdue.
Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna say, man.
Legend. He's a fucking legend.
Real. I think you got more time in True Heel than I do, man. You're more of an OG than I am.
I don't know about all that, man. I mean, I just been on the grind, trying to earn them stripes.
That's all we can do is keep grinding in this funky year of wrestling. And we have a funky episode of Impact because it just keeps getting more and more interesting with everything going on. Before we get into it, we want to remind everybody to like, share, comment, subscribe, press those buttons, show that love. We will show love back. That is the True Heel Heat way. Gentlemen, do you have your Mary Jane?
Yes, sir.
Yes. We are smoking in all types of forms today, and I love it. So when I count down 3, 2, 1, I want us three, and I want everybody at home watching with us to light up at the same time. All right? 3, 2, 1. All righty. So first, we start off with a recap of last week. Basically, the Kenny Omega and Don Callis in the bus segment. Then we get a recap of Final Resolution, all the matches that happened, all the main storylines that are coming, and basically continuing through this episode of Impact. Of course, we have Josh Matthews and Madison, I guess Matthews, on commentary, if you think about it. The first match that we're going to start off with, before we start off with the match, we have to mention me and Ness were baked, like totally baked. Apple pie baked last episode. And we kind of forgot to talk about the Tanil Dashwood and Caleb with a K versus Eddie and Alicia Edwards match. So I'll just get into it right now. It wasn't nothing crazy. And we're basically getting a rematch right now. It is Tanil Dashwood defeating Alicia Edwards in a decent match, nothing crazy. Caleb got pulled in the way and basically took the hit for Tanil towards the end. Tanil catches Alicia off guard, and she gets the W. Eddie Edwards is pissed because he's been duped. His wife has been duped, and we get the ICU glitch. Uh-oh, Sami Callihan, he's somewhere near. Is he behind the ring? Is he under the ring? Is he in the rafters? Is he fucking with the commentator or behind the ring guy? Who knows? He's actually backstage. He's just giving a glitched out promo. And he wants to end it for once and for good. So I'm not sure if this match is going to happen at Genesis or maybe next week or maybe Hard to Kill. But we're going to get a match sooner or later between these two. And hopefully it's the last one. So we're going to start off with our guest, the Negro Buck. How did you feel about this segment?
This segment, as you said, it was a pretty good opener. Nothing too special. Tanil, great worker. I will say I'm not too familiar with Alicia's in-ring action. I will say she looked a little bit better than the last time I saw her in the ring. Couldn't keep a straight face with the whole Caleb with the K thing, But overall, not a bad match. And then at the end with Sami on the monitor, as you said, hopefully this will be the last match between Sami and Eddie. They've had a real good rivalry, but I mean, it's been going on for like 2 years. And like just the fact that they keep coming back to each other. But I mean, hopefully this will be the last one for a while. But I'm excited to see what they got to pull out for this last match.
Yeah, for sure. How about you, Ness? How'd you feel?
Yeah, I gotta agree. The match itself really wasn't nothing special. But it was all right. Tanil, she can work. Alicia Edwards, she needs a little bit more work, but that's expected. But back to the, Eddie Edwards and Sami Callihan feud. When I heard, oh yeah, let's finish this, I said, thank you, God. Finish this, get it over with, please. Like you said, been going on for a couple years. They'll divert and come back, divert and come back. Now it's just time to divert and not come back. So I just like the part where Sammy's like, I'm getting the feeling where they're like, they're gonna finish it, but they're not gonna just be feeding us the same shit up until this match. He's like, oh, the holidays are coming up. Let's take some time off, which means we're not going to see this shit that much, thank God. He's like, yeah, be with your family, blah, 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 all that shit. Yeah, I don't know when it's going to take place. Probably be some crazy gimmick match, because if their last match is just a singles match, the way they go out with that, yeah, that's just gonna be poor booking. That's just dumb. But yeah, I gotta give my man Eddie Edwards like 2 thumbs down. He got knocked out by Caleb with a K. Like, come on. Come on, Eddie. Not Caleb with the
K.
Yeah, with the pink Starburst outfit on with the shorts. Like, come on, bro. Oh man. And then your wife loses. Like, oh shit. This is all bad all around. It's bad all around.
Yeah, definitely. I hope they have like a bat on a pole match or some shit. It has to be something that has the bat in it, because that's the whole reason for the storyline, I guess. Next up, we have Rohit Raju, and he's in the back with Chris Bay. He's complaining, man, I lost, but you lost too. At least I'm gonna get my title rematch. They're bickering back and forth, and Chris Bay goes, you know what? I got a plan, bro. You can get your title back now. All you have to do is unmask Manic and prove that he's TJP, because we all know he's TJP. Shit, my 3-year-old daughter knows it's TJP. So, Rohit Raju's like, yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. Let's go outside. Go out together. So next, we have a match. We have Manic and Chris Bay having a regular match. It was actually a good back and forth match. Nothing too crazy, but a good pace. A miscommunication between Bay and Raju, where Chris Bay wants to hit his finisher, but Raju wants to unmask him. They have a little miscommunication, and he ends up striking Chris Bay in the back, which leads to a disqualification. So Chris Bay is your winner by disqualification. And as Ness is alluding to right now, we'll let Ness explain it. Go ahead, brother.
The ultimate finesse the fuck out of this situation. He doesn't care about Rohit Raju. This whole thing was orchestrated to get him back into the X Division title picture. He just won. Now, I thought the match was with Rohit Raju being out there at his side would lead to, a pinning victory. But this works even better for the situation that Manic isn't pinned. I'll get into my whole thing about Manic in a second, but Manic doesn't get pinned. Chris Bay is now going to have a future X Division title shot. Regardless, this might possibly be a 3-way at Hard to Kill or, Genesis. But yeah, man. God, it's TJP. We know it's fucking TJP. Leave this shit alone. At least have him cover the fucking arms. That was my rating for Rohit Raju versus Manic at Final Resolution. That's my rate. We'll do ratings here. That's my rating, though, for this match. Cover it. It's TJP. We know. They talk about it on fucking commentary. We know this TJP. All you got to do is unmask him. For fucking what? It's TJP. Come on. Cover the arms. Cover his arms. But I did like the match, though. It's just that whole, man, cover his arm.
Yeah, I get it. I definitely get it. How about you, Nick? How do you feel?
I like the little back and forth between Rohit and Chris Bay. The match itself, it was a pretty solid match. One thing I've been sleeping on Impact. I look back on Impact and I go, why don't I watch Impact more? It's actually got really good wrestling. And then I hear Josh Matthews on commentary. But anyway, I digress. It was a really good match, good back and forth. As you said, Chris Bay, ultimate finesser, playing chess when everyone else is playing checkers.
Smart one, and he keeps doing all the dumb shit.
Oh, yeah. Thinks he's the smartest person in the room, but just ends up looking like the ass.
That's I guess that's the genius of his gimmick.
Oh yeah,
He's this
it
great
works.
fucking
He does what
star,
he's good at.
and yeah, he's perfect at it. Next up we have Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz, and they are taking on Taya, Valkyrie, and Rosemary in the second round, I guess the semifinals of the Impact Knockouts Tag Team Championship tournament. Hogan and Steelz get the win here. Solid tag match. Both teams have good chemistry, good tag moves to one another. Interference by Deonna Purrazzo and Kimberly, as we alluded to on Final Resolution. It looks like they're going to start beefing with Taya. Purrazzo did defeat Rosemary at Final Resolution, so just a quick distraction. They beat up Rosemary on the outside. Taya gets distracted. Kiera Hogan hits her with the super kick.
I don't mean to cut you off. That wasn't a quick distraction. It wasn't
At
quick.
all.
No, it wasn't. They would
be
beat her up for like a good 2 minutes, and the ref is just there the whole time, like,
Yeah,
bro. Oh my god, that made me so mad. I'm not
trying to direct check.
That took me out of
Like,
the
what are
whole
you
match.
doing, bro?
Yeah, that took that.
It did. It
Like the
definitely
fact
brought
that she
it
was
down.
able to, like, she took her sweet ass time setting up Rosemary for that flatliner.
The ref is trying so hard not to look behind him. He would not get around for shit. Like, bro,
Yeah.
I know you can hear these bitches out here doing all this stuff to Rosemary.
There's no fans, man.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you definitely knew what's going on. So, what the
You
hell?
hear Josh Matthew clearly like, they're beating her up on the outside, and the ref is just like.
Seriously.
Yeah.
After the match, we have a segment backstage, and they're going to the finals. They're hyped, whoever they're going up against should be a good match. But Kiera Hogan asks about the money. What happened to the money that you lost at Final Resolution? Hernandez was gonna cut you. You don't got it. So she's like, I swear I don't got it. She shows her the fanny pack, nothing. Then Jabroni ass Johnny Swinger swings in, no pun intended. And he's like, hey, what's up, daddy? Doing his little shtick, trying to get a three-way dance with the two beautiful females. They're like, no, we're not feeling this uncle. So they leave the fanny pack. They can't fault them either. This guy goes into the fanny pack and he finds a gimmick pocket. And in the gimmick pocket, he finds the water cash. So this could play a pivotal part in the storyline leading up to that Tag Team Knockouts Championship match. So I want to get your guys' feelings on that. We'll start with you, Ness.
I enjoy this match, actually. Fire and flavor. That's Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz.
Yeah, I dig it.
I need them to go all the way, man. I hope that with like this whole part now doesn't affect it, because like I'm like, all right, cool. Even though that this storyline that Johnny Swinger found the money, clearly Tasha Steelz is lying to her partner. That's never good, to not be on the same page as your partner. We'll get into that later. Yeah, man. I hope this doesn't cause like a rift between them and they don't go all the way and win the Knockouts Tag Team Championships. But it was just funny to see, because Johnny Swinger is like that weirdo dude that like preys on all the females around, like at work or some shit. And he got the fanny pack goes with his gimmick. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But then he finds the money that Kiera Hogan's like, yo, what happened to the money? Tasha Steelz, I don't know what happened to the money. But she's lying to her partner. So I definitely want to see where that goes. Whoever they face, more than likely it will be Jordan Grace and Jazz. If I would like for it to be them, who knows how we can go. But that's definitely the finals match I want to see, with hopefully Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz going over.
Yeah, I think Jazz, this probably being her last run, I think the plan is to have her go to the finals and put over Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz, sort of like a passing of the torch to the next generation of colored female wrestlers. I think that's the plan. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I would like to see that too. I hope it is. Nick, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts, it was a pretty solid match. Rosemary and Taya, very good workers. I've seen a little bit of Kiera Hogan, not much, but from what I have seen, I've been impressed. Tasha Steelz, very impressed by her athletic ability. The match was a lot better than I thought it would be. Went a pretty decent time. Aside from that, distraction finish with the ref playing "Don't look behind me, don't look behind me." But besides that, it was good. As for the skit afterwards with the fanny pack, as you talked about, not good for dishonesty between partners. I also hope that doesn't affect them because I think the best thing to do for the Knockouts tag titles would be to have the two young women go all the way. And as far as you guys said, I agree with you as far as them going to the finals against Jordan and Jazz, although I feel like if Havoc and Nevaeh went there and they just had that could give them the real good underdog win to just like push them to the moon, just keep fighting from underneath, because Havoc and Nevaeh, I feel, could be more effective just bully monster heels.
Yeah.
Maybe than Jordan and Jazz. But I mean, everyone has their plan for a reason. And also, Johnny Swinger, I'm sure he's one of Jerry Lawler's old good buddies, taught Tasha and Kiera the most important rule in the book. Always, kids, check your kayfabe compartments.
There we go, kayfabe compartments. Nice points all around. Next up, we have the North backstage, and Josh Alexander is pissed. They can't be they can't challenge for the titles no more. They're not number one contenders. And you know what? Ethan Page says, I'm gonna get us some help. Or Josh Alexander says, you need some help. There's something wrong with you. And Ethan Page goes, you know what? I'm gonna get us some help. We got you. We? Who the fuck we? Well, we find out in the next match after Brian Jabroni Myers comes out and is just talking his shit like usual, picks a fight with Josh Alexander, and Josh Alexander just basically wants to break his face now. So they have a decent match, nothing too crazy. I'm not used to Josh Alexander fighting from under, but he was the baby face in this case, and he did a good job. Nothing crazy. The best part, though, is Ethan Page comes out to, root for his tag team partner, and he gets attacked. And while he gets attacked, arises Karate Man, and that's his alter ego, basically from Talking Shop and Mania. And he basically looks like a ripped Ralph Marichal with the little tights and the headband. You know what I mean? So, just good shit, man. He's just doing karate moves. He causes the DQ. Brian Myers wins by DQ, which furthermore pisses off Josh Alexander. But Karate Man is here, and he looks fucking intense. And I thought this was great. So, Nick, let's start with you. What'd you think about this?
Thought it was a good segment. Decent match, as you said. I'm just going to be honest, I don't give two fucks about Brian Myers.
You're going to do great here. You're going to do great here.
Josh Alexander, I like the North in general. They're a real good team. They have good character work. They're great chemistry. I'm always super impressed every time I see Josh Alexander in the ring. He's such an amazing technical wrestler, and that's something that really sticks with me. Just him doing the rolls, him doing the cartwheel out of the wrist lock on Myers. I was really impressed by that. And then Ethan Page coming down. Brian Myers murdering him by bashing his face into the ring post, and then up rises Karate Man. Can't do it justice, but I love where this is going. I haven't laughed like that at a wrestling segment in quite a while, so you know what? Fuck it. I want to see more Karate Man in Impact. Just more Karate Man. He does not need help, Josh Alexander, because Karate Man is what's best for business.
That is true. What about you, Ness? How do you feel?
Oh, man, I enjoyed this whole segment. It was great. It was hilarious. The match itself, it was like it's been stated, it was all right. Anything with Brian Myers, I'm not interested in. Like, that's just my opinion. I don't like Brian Myers. He's just not my cup of tea. But Josh Alexander looked great. I didn't really, not understand, but like you said, Chris G, him fighting under, like in the baby face, like he would fucking kill Brian Myers. Like, come on, man, what are we doing here? It's the walking weapon. Like, you don't get that name not kicking niggas' asses. Like, let's just be real here. Brian Myers, you can definitely get your ass. But yeah, man, out comes Ethan Page. He looks like, well, in my opinion, fucking Tom Poe from Bloodsport, but he's like Canadian. If he was born Canadian. So, yeah, that shit was hilarious. And when Karate Man reverts back to Ethan Page, like, that's going to be a whole other story to dive into. So yeah, Josh, like I said, man, Josh Alexander, Ethan Page have not been on the same page for quite some time, and you never not want to be on the same page, no pun intended, as your tag team partner.
One other thing I will say about Karate Man, looks like if you got a Ryu Christmas costume off of Wish. It's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, they only sent the headband.
Like, you got to get the rest of the gear yourself, pal.
Yeah.
So before we get into the main storyline and the stake, the tender stake of Impact Wrestling of what's going on right now, we're gonna dive into a few segments that happened along the way. Feel free to dive in if you guys want to. We got a segment with Moose, and he cuts a promo on Hurting Mac. He got his eyes set on Rich Swann. He wants to fight. He wants an I Quit match on Genesis on the 9th. With Willie Mack, because they have like a pull apart. He's beating up security. He's telling indie guys not to fucking touch him.
Word. I'm like, wow.
You indie guys are getting paid to be security guards. Don't fucking touch me. You guys don't deserve to touch me. Moose just showing out as usual.
Yes.
Any thoughts from you guys?
Just as usual, Moose slaying every fucking scene he's in, honestly. Aside from recent shit going on, which we'll get into in a minute, Moose carries the show 99% of the time. Epic fucking entrance. Willie Mack, I'm a fan, but I don't. Yeah, you're not winning. You're not winning the match, bro. Just it's time for you to get that payday from making Moose look good. And did really enjoy Moose murdering that security guard because he touched the fucking suit. Don't touch the fucking suits.
That's it. What about you, Ness?
Yeah, man. When he started shooting on the indie guys, I'm like, whoa, shit. I'm like, well, you guys are kind of like indie stars too. This one acts to a certain extent, but Moose was just shooting. He definitely killed that shit. I'm a big fan of Willie Mack as well. I just want to see the match. I know these two are going to put on a phenomenal performance. And I just want to see the match. All right, Moose going over, big fan of Moose. Like, he's just spearheading, like, to becoming that top guy ever since the whole situation with EC3. Moose is like taking himself more seriously, and he's just been doing some dope shit ever since that moment. So I'm definitely invested in this feud. I definitely want to see this match, the I Quit match. It has to, like, this is how you book a story, like, going to the height, like the highest. Now it's going to, like, the big payoff. Then we can move on because this is not going to continue. Moose is going to, main event spot. Like, he's definitely going to take off after this.
It's happening. It's coming soon.
Yeah, hopefully. Next up, we got the Impact Plus moment of the week. It's Final Resolution 26, and it's basically Sting's debut, his first match. Yeah, fits into the timeline, I guess. Nothing crazy.
That works. That syncs up perfectly. That Sting now is in TNA. I mean, I'm sorry. Wow, that's baked. I'm baked. Sting is now in AEW.
Back on TNT. Yeah, I thought about that too.
Relax, Marks. I know he's in fucking AEW. Chill out. Yeah. No, like, they have the rights to Sting shit as well. This is stuff that people really don't like. We're just worrying about the wrestling. Like, Impact can use their, like, now, who else? Christopher Daniels, Freddie Kazarian. Like, these are all guys that were in TNA.
Or the Young Bucks.
Yeah, Young Bucks. Like, they can just, it works up so great. People don't get this, like, these small subtleties and, like, how how partnerships really
details.
Work.
Wait. We'll get into the partnership later because we didn't even get into that part yet.
Oh no,
we'll get there.
Just playing.
We'll get there. We have another paid advertisement from Tony Khan, and he's calling out Don Callis, just throwing him subtle shots. Keeps insinuating that he's funding Impact. I'm glad I'm funding you guys with these paid advertisements because I have so much fucking money. He's just such a subtle dick. Very good character work from the owner of AEW, which is wild. He's plugging the card, of course. Looks like a decent card as usual. And Tony Schiavone just cuts ass on TNA low key. Talking like cutting ass on the attendance. Quick thoughts on this segment, guys?
I loved it every second. Papa Tony being generous. Helping you guys with these paid advertisements. He knows 2020 has been a very hard year, also especially for Impact. But great character work. Just comes across as such an asshole. And Tony Schiavone, when they were plugging the card, SCU was on the card for Dynamite, and he was like, I remember I asked Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels the other day if they remembered wrestling in TNA when there were still fans there, and they said no. Just those little things are just that whenever you catch them in the moment, just makes it that much funnier and just keeps you invested in the story. So I hope there's more paid advertisements to come.
Yeah, there should be. What about you, Ness?
Man, these things are always great.
So far, 2 for 2. Yeah.
Yeah, really. Like just the Tony Schiavone.
Out of the park.
Tony Schiavone with like the statement about when he said to Daniels and Kazarian about them having fans, he's like, oh no, or like if you tell your TV to turn to access, it's like why, like that shit is ridiculous, but it's hilarious because it's pushing the story. And like this statement now that I'm about to make is just like for people like on the internet and like the comments and shit under these posts, because like I'm on Impact's like Instagram and shit. People are like, how is AEW? Oh, I'm sorry, Impact. You're making AEW look like some dumb shit. I don't fucking know. Like AEW's better than Impact. Like that's how you push the storyline. Like there has to be their opinions and our opinions at the same time. Like AEW's giving Impact so much like media, I won't say media coverage, but so much publicity right now. Their streams are doubling, their views are up. Impact would like that. That means more money. Duh. Like people don't understand that. Also, like someone said, Don Callis, he's like, oh, he's the EVP. How is he a part of Impact in like the business and against it? Like, how does that happen? Immediately I thought of Eric Bischoff, the NWO. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, people don't understand. Like, people don't realize these stories that are like in just like history. They're like, oh, Kenny Omega's collecting the belts. Oh, it's been done before. Like, who gives a fuck if it's been done before? Yes. Like, he's doing it better. I'm more interested in this right now than any belt collector. Just in my opinion, but This is great. This is they got some dope shit going on.
Yeah, and once again, jumping ahead, but it's fine. We're gonna get there.
I know.
We're gonna get there. Just keep planting the breadcrumbs.
They know Kenny. They know Kenny's here. They know Kenny's here.
They know Kenny's here, but we have to specify what happened with Kenny. But last segment or last thread of segments throughout this match or the card. Throughout the whole show, we had a thread of segments with Eric Young, and he's planning change against wrestling. Wrestling is a disease. Wrestling is a sickness. Wrestling is a disease. Cody Deaner caught the disease, and now Cody Deaner wants to see the new way. Eric Young is basically brainwashing this man, putting him in a cell, making him think about his thoughts, making him think about how to get better from this sickness, and basically baptizes Cody. Tommy Dreamer gets approached by AC Romero backstage. He says Larry D was framed. Cousin Jake and Rhino are talking about both losing Cody Deaner and Heath Slater at the same time. They're tag partners. So since they all want to get rid of Eric Young and Joe Doring and what he's trying to do to the locker room, because Tommy Dreamer's that locker room vet, they're going to have a nice little tag team match. I'm not really super excited for the tag team match, but I will say this thread throughout the night was pretty dope. So just what's your thoughts on it, guys? Let's start with Ness.
You already know how I feel about this because I booked this shit. Negro Buck. Do you know what a baked booking is?
I can't say I do, but please enlighten me.
That's good because we just started this shit over like a week or two ago. So big booking is when you make a crazy storyline that just like the only way this makes sense is you had to be high as shit to think that this would actually happen. So that's what I did with this Cody Deaner storyline with Eric Young. Because I had to be high as shit to think about this. And it actually happened. So right now, the vignettes throughout the whole night, they were, in my opinion, because I'm already invested in the world-class maniac with Eric Young and Joe Doring. But before getting that, Joe Doring in the cell and shit, I would not want to be his cellmate the way he was looking at all. But yeah, they like pouring water on Cody Deaner like white Jesus. Like this whole thing was crazy. But like it just shows you how psychotic Eric Young is and like how much he really is brainwashing Cody Deaner. Eric Young was somebody that Cody Deaner like admired and looked up to, and for him to turn on him, he had to prove his worth to him, and like that's just another crony under Eric Young's tutelage. So I definitely want to see where this storyline goes, like who they go after next.
Yeah, that'll definitely be something that probably keeps me hooked on for Impact, because I mean Eric Young is, I feel, just such an underrated character worker. Like I didn't know everything going into this week between him and Cody Deaner and all that, but just seeing the vignettes through the night and just hearing him talk, he just has that thing about him and the way he carries himself that makes you want to listen. And just everything with Cody Deaner and the fact that now he's on Eric's side, I'll be interested to see how this plays out week to week.
Yeah, I just wanted to say Joe Doring would definitely try to make you his girlfriend in prison. I ain't with it. No. I ain't sharing a cell with that man. He is getting stabbed on sight.
It's a no for me, dog.
Well, they say he was like white Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah. We've already put that thumbnail though. I might have to go back and get that one and put it again. So finally, we get to our spicy thread throughout the night. It starts with Karl Anderson basically backstage with Kenny Omega in his bus, and he hears an interview from Machine Guns, and they're talking shit, and they're saying Karl Anderson's not the same guy, and they're calling him out, calling Gallows out. We want those tag titles. And Kenny Omega and Don Callis, they're riling up Karl Anderson. Yo, they talking shit, bro. They're talking shit.
Battery in his back.
Yeah. They put the rocket up his ass. So he went straight to the back like, yo, I'm about to go smash.
What you gonna do about
now? And Rich Swann come out being the world champ, the locker room leader, like, yo, chill, dog. We got a ring for this. You do this in the ring. No, I'm gonna do it now. No. Do it in the ring. Machine Guns pull up. He's like, all right, I'll see you in the ring. They all talking shit behind his back. Whatever. Karl's back in the trailer. And they're like, yo, you're going to talk. Kenny goes, you're going to let Rich Swann talk to you like that? Rich the bitch? He better recognize he's the world. He better recognize the real world champion, who the real world champion on Tuesday nights is, right? Karl's like, I got this, man. Don't worry about it. I ain't going to get hot. So he has a match one-on-one, the main event with Chris Sabin. Anderson dominated early. He looked aggressive. He had, that heel aggression. That slow feel, something crazy was gonna happen, and they have a little break, but after the break, the pace picks up and they start having a crazy back and forth. I mean, a really good match. Karl wins with a dirty finish. He pulls the tights with the almighty roll up. Post match, Swann is pissed, like, dog, you don't gotta win dirty. Karl Anderson ain't having it. He decks Rich Swann. The Machine Guns try to jump Karl Anderson, but out comes Big LG, makes his return, takes out both Machine Guns. But Rich Swann fighting back, hits him with a nice super kick. And out comes the motherfucking cleaner, Kenny Omega, and hits Rich Swann in the head with a nice sign. A cleaner sign, to be exact. Oh, man.
That's so fucking great.
Don Callis books for Hard to Kill a 3-on-3 tag team match between Kenny Omega, the AEW World Champion, the Good Brothers, the Impact World Tag Team Champions, versus Rich Swann, the Impact World Champion, and the Motor City Machine Guns. Hard to Kill just became must-watch television. It just went from a blunt impact special to a round table.
Yeah.
It just got.
Hell yeah.
So we're gonna start off with the Negro Buck. How'd you feel about this?
The entire segment through the night, just amazing. Loved the Machine Guns promo. Loved, as you said, Kenny doing what he does best, proper heel work, hyping him up. What you gonna do about it, man? They talking shit. You gonna let them disrespect you like that? The whole Rich the Bitch thing, lost my shit. Match itself came through. I'm a huge fan of, the Good Brothers, huge fan of the Machine Guns, one of my all-time favorite tag teams. Anderson dominated throughout most of the match. Very solid match. Sabin, always very good at fighting under. Yeah, and then once they picked up with that little sequence with them, running at each other, hitting each other with the lariats, getting right back up, running into each other, smashing each other's heads. Real good match, real solid match to be the main event. And then just the ending with the dirty finish, LG coming out, Rich Swann getting involved. And then Kenny, the cleaner, caution right to Rich Swann's head. And like you said, Hard to Kill is now must watch. I'm definitely going to be paying attention to it. When we first got this little hint of AEW working with Impact after Kenny won the title, I was like, all right, I'm listening. And now after this, you had my curiosity, but now you have my attention. And I think it's pretty safe to say that I'm in this for the long haul.
Yes, long term storytelling, hopefully. Ness, how do you feel about it?
Oh man, this whole story is like clearly the best thing going on in Impact, of course. From the promo, when what's his name? Chris Sabin was cutting the promo, he was like, "Oh, there's only 2 machine guns in here, and you ain't one of them." I said, "Shit."
I was like, damn.
I'm like, yeah, that was fighting words right there. And then exactly, you had Kenny just like, you gonna let him talk about you like that? You gonna let him do that to you? You're Karl Anderson, 2012 G1 finalist. Like, that's the finalist. He didn't say he was winner. He's like, you're just finalist. Yeah. Like, he doesn't have all other types of, accolades. But, whatever. Right. What Cleaner says, Cleaner, goes. But, yeah, man, the match was great. Definitely a great main event. Anderson being so fired up and so gassed up, like, that makes sense for him to dominate the match the way that he did. Like, he has to go out there and prove that he can't, like, he's the old machine gun, like, and he did that with the roll up and grabbing the tights. So it definitely was a great match. Chris Sabin, always great to see. Man, the post match, I definitely give props to Rich Swann. He is definitely trying to like show that, I'm the man around here, but a man from somewhere else is the man around here now. So I can't wait for that match. That's going to be fucking crazy. I think they might have faced each other before, like PWG, but
they had to have a few years back.
Yeah,
but now,
definitely now it's in a singles match, like a main event marquee match. That's definitely going to be a match of the match.
Yeah, that's 5-star potential right there. I just want to say,
might be 6. It's Kenny.
Yeah,
also loves Kenny.
Yeah, that's true. It might break the scale. The part that you said about the there's only one machine gun. There's no Machine Gun Kelly. I just want to point that out because I fucked up a few times last time. There's no Machine Gun Kelly. He is not affiliated. There's only one machine gun, and that's Karl. But guys, hell of a show, hell of a card. A good way to capitalize off the momentum coming off a resolution and just keep the momentum going. So we're gonna have match of the night. I think it might be unanimous. I'm gonna go with the main event.
Yep, hands down, match of the night.
Main event, cool. I was gonna say joints and jabronis. Wow. Jabroni of the night. It's kind of hard, man, because this was actually a decent card, and it wasn't really. I'm just gonna give it to Caleb with a K for coming out looking like Kirby. That's it.
I'm gonna give it to Eddie Edwards for getting rocked by Caleb with a K.
Oh,
I second
shit.
that.
Yeah.
I second that.
By getting
You know,
rocked by a man who's dressed like Kirby.
It's unanimous. It's Eddie Edwards. He got beat up by a man in pink.
Mm-hmm.
Called him curvy.
MVP of the night. As long as Kenny Omega is on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, every time I do Blunt Impact or Wednesday Night Warriors, he will be my MVP. So how about you guys? We'll start off with Nick.
Yeah, Kenny Omega is definitely my MVP for tonight. The close second coming, Kenny Omega is the number one MVP. Close second would be the sign that he bashed Rich Swann's brains in.
Oh shit.
All right, that works. What about you, Ness? Yeah, go ahead. Take a swing.
Yeah.
That shit caught me off guard. Oh man, MVP. I don't want to say Kenny. I want to say Kenny, but
say it. Say it.
I want to give it to somebody who actually with that statement. Yeah, I got to give it to Kenny. He didn't have a match and still went out on top. Like he looked the best throughout the whole night.
I mean, that's all you're gonna be talking about for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega.
He's making the most important storyline in Impact right now. So him and others, but it's mainly because of him. So
Kenny Omega holding it down on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Yeah, and even Saturdays when he goes to Mexico. This guy's he's fucking amazing. He's a world champion. Probably the greatest in the world right now. Up there, top 3 for sure. Hell of an episode, guys. We want to remind everybody to follow us everywhere: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe, like, share, comment. It was a special episode. We thank the Negro Buck, Nick Jackson, for coming on. It was finally a pleasure to have you on. It was cool to finally do a video with you in person and communicate with you in person. So I appreciate you coming on, man. Anything you want to plug? Where can we see you guys?
Just want to say 100% again, thank you guys for having me. It was a pleasure. Had a lot of fun. You can find me all over the True Heel Heat Facebook page, starting debates, sharing memes, anything to do with the world of wrestling. And again, thank you guys for having me on here. Hopefully this is the first of many. And as Ness said, up the budget, Sid. Up the budget.
Bump the budget, boy. Ness, where can we find you?
We're all trying to put in work.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, definitely, bro. You're always welcome in the treehouse, the PotHeels treehouse. But yeah, you guys can find me on Instagram at skinny__Kravitz, on Twitter at skinny_Kravitz. You can catch me on Review of Honor with my man Stat King, the man of 1,004 numbers. You can also catch me on all the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, Roundtables. I am the Roundtable Rebel, as well as the three-time baby making champion.
You can find me at True Heel Chris G. You know, Wednesday Night Warriors, Blunt Impact Joints and Jabronis with my tag team partners, Romeo Anthony Colon, and one half of the PotHeels, the three-time baby making champion Ness. So, for us, for Mary Jane, for the Negro Buck, Nick Jackson, thank you once again for coming on. And everybody here at True Heel Heat, we're signing off. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.